All right, welcome in, guys. Trainer Talk Tuesday. Hopefully, you guys are all having a great day so far, and hopefully, you're ready for some good information.
Yes, guys, thank you for tuning in. And we know that 2020 has been filled with a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety, and a whole lot of stress. And today is election day, and for a lot of you, that just heightens all those emotions that you've been feeling this entire year so far. So we really wanted to make this specific Trainer Talk Tuesday dedicated to those emotions. So this is how you can keep your stress levels low and maintain your peace specifically today on election day.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that is very tough for a lot of you to do. So hopefully this can help, even though it's understandable to a certain degree why most people are overly stressed today at this moment in time. So maybe some of this can really help you out so you can kind of alleviate some of that and not have as much just, feeling like you're just up to here with stress today.
Yeah. And guys, I will say this, although it's dedicated specifically to today, these key points, these tips and tricks can be used for any level of stress in your life that's caused by anything. So keep that in mind. Even though we are talking specifically about election day, you can utilize these things throughout your life whenever you are feeling high anxiety.
Right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it, get into our first little tidbit of advice. And it's right off the back, and it's very common because, guys, when it comes to a lot of these different things, like we said, we're devoting this to election day, but you can use this every day with a multitude of different situations. Control what you can control, right? Try not to put too much on your plate and dictate all the things around you and try to dabble into all these things where you're controlling everything around you and you're only causing more burden for yourself to carry, causing yourself to feel more stress and more anxiety because you're trying to carry and wear all these different hats at the same time. So control what you can control and don't worry about the things that you can't for the most part, right? So understand what those are. Understand that there are a few things that you can do and have control of. Like right off the bat, you can always control how you feel and how you respond. So I know that may be hard to do, but right off the bat, that is the number one thing that we all can control in ourselves. No matter what adversity is set in front of us, you get to choose how you respond to it right from the start.
Exactly, guys. And that's going to take us into point number 1 here, which is avoid your triggers. So if you are someone that is a warrior, if you are someone who is oftentimes stressed out, who is oftentimes anxious, if you hold a lot of tension in the body and you know that about yourself, then you need to define what those triggers are that do stress you out and avoid them. So for example, specifically today, right, on election day, get off social media, guys. If you're someone who is very triggered by what other people say or what other people think about you, then you need to get off social media and kind of stay away from what other people and what the community that you have on those platforms think, okay? Because I know during this time for a lot of you guys, that is causing arguments, it's destroying relationships, it's breaking up the family dynamic. And that sounds so crazy, but it's happening, guys. I've seen it happen. It may be happening to you. So avoid those situations altogether during these high emotion times. And start surrounding yourself with positivity. So whether that's surrounding yourself with other positive people, or maybe that's surrounding yourself just with your close loved ones, or isolating yourself and feeding positivity into your own life. Whatever that looks like for you, you need to remove yourself from the negative situation that you're in and surround yourself with more positive things.
Yeah, absolutely. There's I've been online looking off and on all day. As you guys know, we're out of town enjoying a little bit of time with some family away a bit. And we've seen a lot of things. I've been online, I've been dwelling there, and I see a lot of negativity. And guys, I know that we don't agree on a lot of things, and I'm generalizing this for all of us. Just because we don't agree doesn't give us the right to have to try to tear each other down. Like, when did that ever become like just an okay thing to do? like I can't put my finger on it and go back and say, well, it started here.
Yeah,
but
why
I
is
do
that our
know that
default
it has
setting?
never, ever benefited anyone on either side. When you just, resort to tearing the next person down because their views or what they believe and how they live their life doesn't add up to what you may believe and what you may do yourself. So just removing yourself from that, you may not think you'll get offended, but trust me, someone there, something's being said there could offend you and put you in a bad spirit. And that's what we were trying to get you to avoid today. So removing yourself from all of that negativity. One thing I like to say is that technology is a gift and a curse. And I mean that in a couple of different ways. But in this instance, technology allows people who shouldn't be heard, who shouldn't really have a voice at all, to yell out and shout and say a bunch of things online that's just, it's not helping anyone, right? And it's affecting you and your health, which is why we're making this video today, because you just need to get yourselves out of that environment of all that negativity, like we're saying, and just, try to focus on something positive to do and do something more beneficial with that time.
Yep, guys. And that is going to bring us into number 2, which may sound strange to some people, but if you are a high anxiety person, then this is going to really help you. You need to stop what you're doing and clean and organize your living space. This is huge, guys. People who are normally depressed or anxious, they suffer from anxiety. You tend to go long periods of time without getting like household work done. And that is just going to feed into the vicious cycle of being depressed and being anxious. We all know that when things are put in their proper place, when there's proper organization, when things are clean, when there is order and structure in your life, that you feel better. So take this time, because we are getting off social media. If that is a trigger for you for today on election day, then take that time to clean and organize your space. Do the dishes, guys. Make your bed. Get the laundry caught up. Really deep clean your home. Not only is it going to make you feel better when you're done, you can put on a diffuser, listen to some music while you're doing this, create a whole energy in your home that is positive and uplifting, but it's also going to keep you occupied during this time. And we want you to stay busy. If you are someone who is very emotional right now during the election process, then the worst thing that you can do is sit and just listen to other people's thoughts, as we mentioned previously, or sit and dwell on your own thoughts and negativity. So keep yourself busy and occupied, and one of the ways that you can do that is by cleaning up your living space.
Yeah, I mean, we have been in a pandemic pretty much all year, and maybe some of you have been doing it every day because you are at home, but some of you, because you've probably been at home and you're not going anywhere anytime soon, you probably haven't did a lot of deep cleaning. You've been working there, the kids have been going to school there, you've been exercising there, you've been doing everything at home, you really haven't got out. So maybe this is a time where you can say, you know what, let me go ahead and turn all of this off and actually do a deep clean. Something that you would normally do when you're out and away, when your life is normal, right? But you've been home so much that you probably just, haven't even thought about it.
It's the last thing on your list, guys. It hasn't been a priority, and that's okay.
For some people, you would think that, well, it makes sense if I'm home more, I should be cleaning more. But for some people, that might not be the case. Maybe they got more family running around, more messes being made often. They're working, so they're not just home being home. They're tucked away somewhere for, a good amount of time throughout their day where they have to be, locked into something, doing some work so they can keep providing income. So take this time today and maybe do some deep cleaning around the house like Larissa just brought up, and that can be a good way to, burn some time and get away from all that negativity if social media is a trigger for you right now.
Yep, guys. And number 3 is go on a walk. All around the United States, people are experiencing abnormally nice weather for this time of the year. So get outside, get outdoors, guys. Go on a walk, listen to music, spend time outside, especially if you are someone who lives in a state that is going to experience all 4 seasons and you are going into a colder season right now. make sure that you get outside and enjoy the time that we have left. This is a beautiful day, and like I said, a lot of places throughout the US right now. So go outdoors and just soak up all the vitamin D. You will feel better. The sun is going to energize you. And, take your kids to the park, whatever that looks like for you, but just get outside.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a couple trainer talks back, we talked about vitamin D and the importance of the sun and how going into wintertime, like losing that sunshine and everything, how that causes you to just start to feel a certain level of stress just naturally right off the bat. So get out, take advantage of that. And we all know that exercise is one of the best stress relievers there is. So if you can be physically active while you're out there, maybe even stop by. This is another one that's coming up right after this one. I guess I can kind of jump into, what is this? Number 4, get you a smoothie, get some fresh foods, try to have something that's nice and fresh and nutritious while you're out as well, so that your body feels good, your mind feels good, and you just stay in a whole positive feel. So that's number 4 there. Going to walk and exercise is number 3. Number 4, as I brought up, try to eat some fresh fruits and veggies and stay away from all of those high inflammatory foods that we talked about, the caffeine, the alcohol, the sugar, everything that's going to make your body feel just lethargic and tired and depressed. And then you start to fall back into that negative zone, and then it just spirals down from there. And to stay away from there, just try to remove those triggers by staying away from the social media. What is that next? Cleaning up your space. If you're in home for the day and you haven't done it, go ahead and take advantage of that. Get out, get some fresh air, take advantage of that weather, and get some good food while you're doing it.
Yeah, guys, and I think the 3 main inflammatory foods that Nate just mentioned, the alcohol, the caffeine, and the sugar, are the main inflammatory foods for this particular type of situation. Why? Because when you're stressed out, you're going to eat starchy foods or refined sugars.
And I know y'all got a lot of leftover candy in the house right now. Kids just went trick-or-treating. And if y'all like us, well, we ate a lot of their candy on our way on this road trip. So
yeah, so guys.
So thank you, Noblesville, for, letting the kids get out and get some trick-or-treating, because, man, you guys kept us alert and aware on the way.
Oh.
Lots
and then we
lots
crashed.
and lots of sweet tarts and all
that
day
stuff. Yesterday. Yeah. All right, so, but guys, in all seriousness, the sugar and the starchy foods, they're going to make you feel better initially. And you can kind of learn more about this when we talked about stress eating in one of our past videos. That's exactly what a lot of you are going to try to do today. You're going to try to stress eat, which means you are going to reach for comfort foods, which are going to be starchy carbs and sugar. And like I said, it's going to make you feel good initially, and then it's going to screw up your insulin levels. And you're going to feel good, you're going to be on that high, and then you're going to drop low, and when you drop low, you're going to hit rock bottom. Okay, so we really want to try to avoid this by getting an abundance of water, fruits, and veggies. Also, I know a lot of you guys have stocked the alcohol in your home preparing for election day, because a lot of you are planning on getting drunk so you don't feel anything today. And I want to try to stray you away from that. Maybe have a glass of wine, but don't get completely hammered today, guys. I have heard a lot of people that are planning on doing this. Again, this is just kind of feeding into that vicious cycle of feeling good in the moment, but then crashing later. And eventually you're going to have to address these emotions, the stress that you have been experiencing, not only today, but this entire year, guys. This whole year has been super, super stressful. And you're going to have to face that at some point. So, having those voids through food, alcohol, or the next one, caffeine. This is a stimulant, okay? So it's going to get you high wired, and again, feel good at the beginning and then crash later on. And especially if you suffer with anxiety, caffeine is not going to be beneficial for you right now. You're going to have a very hard crash when all that settles and your body tries to normalize again.
Yep, absolutely. So moving on to number 5 here, another great thing for all of us to do. I know a lot of people like to do this, and it is writing your journal. Do some doodling, It's another way to take your mind off some stuff. Focus on writing down a lot of positive things about yourself and focusing on writing down some goals, maybe even set some new ones, some small goals that can help lead up to those ultimate big goals. But focus on all the positive things, put it to paper, and just get your mind away from technology, away from the TV, away from the phone. Do all that you can, like all these other things we're listing is doing, to remove yourself from that stressful environment, and doing some doodling, writing down some positive thoughts, and just reaffirmating that back and forth to yourself over and over again is one of the best things that you can do.
Yep, guys, and depending on your personality, I would challenge you to write a letter to yourself or to a person that may be causing the stress in your life right now, even if that is one of the candidates. They're never going to read it, right? That's not the intention. It's just to get your anger out or whatever you're feeling out towards that person. You write it all out, and then you can literally just rip it up and throw it away. Some people like to set it on fire and kind of allow those emotions to be released that way. If you don't want to do something like that, then at least use bullet points. And as Nate mentioned, write positive things down. So write, give me like 5 things that you are grateful for right now in this moment. Regardless of how you're feeling, write down 5 things that you are grateful for. And then after that, write down 5 positive things that have happened to you since the pandemic. So the goal with this is to kind of remove your way of thinking from focusing on all the bad that is surrounding us, okay? We all know the negatives about 2020, okay? We're going to be telling our grandchildren about 2020, okay? This is our old people story, right? Where we're like, all right, back in our day, sit down, kids. We're going to tell you about what happened in 2020. We're living that out right now, and that's kind of crazy to experience. So we know what the negatives are, guys. You don't have to dwell on all the bad things that have happened this year.
And you want to know the crazy thing about 2020 is that even the old people who do right now to us back in my day stuff, they never even seen nothing like 2020.
That is true.
So this is going to be one for the ages, guys. So I can't wait to see what history is going to be said about this and what documentaries are to come and all the different things. But with that being said, with all of that negativity that's been wrapped into this year, I know in my case, I know in Larissa's case, we have seen a few positives there. And, we try to focus on those. First and foremost is that we get to grow up and raise our kids each and every day. That's a huge positive. Huge positive. Another one for us is that some way, somehow, we've been able to maintain our business thanks to a lot of you out there who have been still working with us and allowing us to help you with your personal goals as far as fitness and health go. And there's been some other things
even
as well.
with our business, I think the pandemic has really opened our eyes that we are capable of making money online in our industry. And that's been really big for us, guys. That was something that we were considering before, but this pandemic kind of gave us the push into opening the option for virtual training and virtual options in the personal training industry on our end. And that's, I think that's a blessing, because down the line, that's going to give us more time, like Nate mentioned, more time with each other, more time with our kids. We're not going to miss out on, any special days or any special moments, because now we have this option that we didn't think was effective for our industry, and we are finding out that we were wrong about that. So
and also too, I guess, and it's like I don't never go back and watch any of these videos that we put out, whether it's our boot camps or the trainer talks. And it's because I'm just getting that I'm not comfortable with how I sound and maybe even how I look most of the times, which may sound crazy to some of you. And I didn't think that anything that I said or I believed or how I thought mattered to anyone. But a lot of the things that I believe and how I go about things is very, very, inspiring to some people. So I guess 2020 forcing me to have to sit down and get out of my comfort zone in this matter has been a positive, because it has opened a door. And I guess it can only get better. I do feel more and more comfortable with each and every one of these videos. But that was something that I was kind of, pressed to do. And 2020 has pushed me to do that. And I don't think nothing but more positives can come from it. So
yeah, guys, so I encourage you.
That's just some of our positive things that has been going on this year and things we noticed. you go ahead and write some of yours down and think about them and focus on them, and maybe even write some goals to, kind of help push those things to another level. Maybe you discover something about yourself right now that you didn't know, and maybe you want to focus on that and write some goals based upon it.
Yep, guys. And I'm actually going to challenge you right now, if you are comfortable with it, to let us know in the comments. Let us know one thing, at least one thing that you're grateful for, at least one main goal that you have for the end of this year, and at least one thing that has happened to you that has been a positive experience since the pandemic happened. Okay, guys, we would love to hear from you. Go ahead and drop those in the comments. The reason that we're doing this also is because it's been scientifically proven that if you do these things, if you physically write out what you're grateful for, positive things in your life, that it literally rewires your brain. And so all these depressed, anxious feelings that you are experiencing right now, it's going to help rewire your way of thinking. And that is super cool, guys. And it's a really simple thing to do. Now, it's not going to happen just by you doing it today. You have to do it with consistency. So make that a habit, guys, especially if you're feeling low, to jot down things that you are grateful for, positive things in your life, and watch your entire life transform.
All right, and getting into our last one here, and it's just everything we pretty much just kind of finished that one on when we talk about, reciting these things to yourself, just being consistent with it, positive affirmations, prayer, meditation, like I just said, positive affirmation, breathing techniques, and some really good stretching. Guys, don't take that for granted. Stretching, we can even kind of tie that back in with number 3, going on a walk and exercising. That's a really good way to relieve stress as well. So things like yoga and everything, that meditation is involved there. Prayer, if you are a spiritual person, if you believe in faith, whatever that faith may be to you, focus on some of that today. Just do whatever you can to just remove all stressful, all negative energies and everything of that nature from your environment today, so that you don't have to put yourself in a position to start to downgrade your health.
Now, guys, I think that, as Nate mentioned, regardless of what you may define this as, calling on a higher power of some sort is very helpful, especially during times like this. And if you incorporate all the other things that we mentioned with, that prayer, meditation, breathing techniques, whatever that looks like for you, you're going to see results, guys. You just absolutely are. And I think the main thing with this is, so Nate and I are big Lucifer fans, and we just finished all the seasons that have been released.
Ooh,
but if you
haven't, you gotta be careful leading like that, because when you say big Lucifer fans, they may think we're like devil worshippers or something.
Okay. I mean, like the TV show.
They might think we Satanists or some shit. So you gotta be careful with it. We're talking about the TV show. It's a comedy show.
Oh,
it's very
guys.
funny.
I just realized how that came out. Okay, I do not
you
worship
got on black
Lucifer.
eyeliner and everything.
What is that
start
supposed to mean?
I'm just saying. Then they might take that a million ways.
Okay.
My shirts, I'm always wearing black.
All right,
they
guys.
might think that, oh man, these people, that's
okay, just to clarify, our higher power is not Lucifer, but we like the show a lot. Okay, the show on Netflix is super entertaining. We're big fans of it. I'm very disappointed that we went through all the seasons. Now we have to wait 6 months to a year for the last season to be released.
Tragic.
But to say all that, I say this: if you have ever seen Lucifer, then obviously the name of the show, they have angels and different things in there. So one of the angels on the show, Amenadiel, at one point in time, he had the power to stop time, right? Mm-hmm. He could slow things down. Just slow things down. And that's kind of what we are telling you to do with this prayer, this meditation, the breathing techniques. Slow everything down, guys. Just relax, put a pause on life, and just slow down so you can calm down. That was my analogy for the day, guys.
It was good. I just know when you led into you say we big Lucifer fans, I'm thinking hold on.
Yes, I do realize how that came across now.
Yeah, hold on, Lucifer fans.
Whatevs.
Like, oh man, they gonna take that a whole lot of different ways, man.
All right, guys. So that's all we have for you. That's 6 different things that you can do, and they may look different for you depending on what the step is. But just a recap here. Ways that you can keep your stress levels low and maintain your peace in general, but we are specifically talking about today on election day, is to obviously control the things that you can, let go of the things that you cannot control. But number 1 is avoid your triggers. So that may mean for you getting off social media. 2 is clean and organize your space. Keep yourself occupied and your brain busy. Number 3 is go on a walk, exercise, get outdoors in general. Number 4 is eat healthy, guys. Eat your fruits and veggies, drink a lot of water, specifically stay away from sugars, caffeine, and alcohol today. Number 5 is keep a journal and write down your thoughts. You can write a letter to whoever is causing stress in your life. You can jot down things you're grateful for, positive things that have happened, goals that you may have for the rest of the year. And number 6, call on a higher power, whatever that looks like for you, through prayer, meditation, breathing techniques, positive affirmations, and stretching.
Yeah. Also, too, just to mention, just in case you guys didn't think of it, do some yard work as well. You know, get out, trim the trees, the bushes, cut the grass, maybe even plant some flowers, do some gardening. It's a good day, like we said, abnormal weather for a lot of people in a lot of places. So maybe you didn't get to finish doing something with the garden right before it started to get cold, and today's a good day. Hell, get outside, change your brakes, you know, do something. Get away from all the negative stuff and do something that, you know, is going to be time consuming but also beneficial for you.
And I think also to add in there, do something that brings you joy today. Okay, so whatever that looks like for you, do something that makes you happy. Get away from the negativity, do something that specifically brings you joy. No one else, you. So that's all that we have for you guys today. All in all, be kind. Okay, don't be that person that is spewing hate during these already difficult times. Be someone who is different, who extends grace, who offers love. Be kind always, and that is all we have for you guys today. We love you guys. We will get through this year together. So join us here every Tuesday at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for your weekly dose of Trainer Talk Tuesday. And let us know in the comments if you found any of this information useful. And if you are watching this on replay, go ahead and hashtag replay. Let us know that you did join in at one time or another. All right, and that's it, guys. As always, never give up.
Never lose hope.
Never settle. We'll see you right back here next week.
All right, yes, guys. So if you're ever out in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it's a little place called Chicken Express. You should check it out.
Or Taco Bueno. I mean, are we being serious here?
I like Del Taco better.